on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, your consumer advocate here in Tampa Bay, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart, as we say on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Jennie Restrepo in the house, Insured Title Agency. We're going to be discussing condo associations with her. A lot of the challenges that are coming up in that space, it's going to potentially cause some issues here, especially locally in Pinellas County and other coastal areas as well. We're going to get a recap as well. Great American Realtor Days. She just got back from a trip up in Tallahassee, so we're going to touch base with Jennie on that. Before we do, I want to let you know about one of our longtime friends of the show, Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the beautiful Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island. I love taking little short vacations over there, little staycation, we call it. BilmarBeachResort.com. You can check them out online, BilmarBeachResort.com. It's always best to book directly. You can call them up as well, say hello to Clyde Smith over there, and they have 90% of the rooms facing the ocean right there, the Gulf of Mexico, that is. Beautiful property. All right, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. It's part of a strategy to help our sellers maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate properties. And we've got a hot listing here in Tampa Bay. Now, this one is on Palm Point. It's 4th on Palm Point. It's 64414 4th Palm Point, St. Pete Beach. This is a beautiful property. I love this one. It's overlooking Boca Ciega Bay, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2880 square feet. You have hurricane-rated windows here, close proximity to the Don Cesar, trade winds, great restaurants there on the beach, and you could bike or take your golf cart over there to the beach as well. 64414 4th Palm Point, St. Pete Beach. Great opportunity on the residential side. Now, we also have commercial property listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a commercial property. You're getting 2 in 1 here. You've got 2 buildings. One is a mechanic shop set up currently for brakes and muffler changes and all that good stuff. Now, you also have a barber shop next door, which that could be utilized as an insurance, mortgage, real estate office, any type of office that you would want to have there as well. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. Hot real estate listing, corner lot location, up to 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. It's a great opportunity. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Jennie Restrepo, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again.
My pleasure, and thanks for going up and representing in Tallahassee for us, the Realtor Days. How was that?
Yes, so not to pat myself on the back too much, but we met with our state senator, Jay Collins, and he was kind enough to acknowledge us on the Florida Senate floor, along with our delegation that includes Jay Quigley, our former president, Adam Grenville, our current president at Greater Tampa Realtors, and a couple of other of our board members. So it was an honor to be there to talk about the issues that primarily affect homeowners.
Yeah, that's great. What kind of issues were you getting into?
So the main issues that we went to talk about, and really, so it was my first time going, and what I learned is the reason that we go as realtors, so this was all realtors from around the entire state of Florida. There was over 1,000 agents there from every corner, and then we had scheduled meetings with our elected officials here in Tampa Bay. And the reason we go is because they are looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bills every session that they're in Tallahassee. And we are going and advocating as professionals in our field and letting them know, please support this legislation and here's why, or please vote against this legislation and here's why, because obviously they can't be content experts in every single field that they're voting on.
Right.
So they rely on us as lobbyists and as professionals to share with them, how is this going to impact the community? So what we wanted to talk to them about, of course, is Hometown Heroes and the Live Local Act, which I've mentioned before, refunding these great opportunities for affordable housing and home ownership down payment assistance. We also wanted to talk to them about conservation and the continuation of protecting our waterways, because we know here in Tampa Bay, our waterways are one of the amazing things. Our beaches are one of the most amazing things that not only reasons to live here and buy here, but drive our tourism and our economy. Wanted to talk to them about that. And then the one that's sticking in my craw right now is holding condo association management companies more accountable than they currently are. And there's actual legislation being proposed that would require any association with 75 units or more, 25 units or more,
25 units,
to have a website where owners can access the information regarding financials, codes and covenants, bylaws, the declaration of your condominium association. Most people get this enormous packet at closing,
Yep.
and then you chuck it in a drawer. Maybe you scan it in,
Yep.
But you never look at it. You don't
Right.
look at it again. And right now what's happening is, say I'm a buyer and I'm working with Brandon or one of his great team members, and I want to buy a condo.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see those docs up front.
Yeah.
Because your buyer needs to know, are they being hit with an assessment due to repairs?
Right.
What are the actual HOA, what does it go towards now, those fees? Is it going to be going up anytime soon? How much money do they have in their reserves?
Yep.
This is information that the associations are required
Right.
to provide to their owners for free, but they make it very, very difficult.
They do sometimes. Yeah, you call them up. It's some require a payment.
Certainly.
And all you're asking for is the basic, information around how is this building being ran? Where does the money go? Who pays for the entry level gate if it has an arm that lets people in?
Exactly.
All of these basic questions you need to know.
Basic.
That. What's the insurance policies? What's going on? Are we fully funded? There's
Yes.
a lot of questions. And condos could be potentially a good investment, but they could be a really bad investment if you don't have a good agent, a good title company, someone to review those documents with
Correct.
you and help you understand what all that means.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Insured Title Agency can procure the documents during your closing process, but if title has to get everything, there's a cost associated with it. We have to go through a certain website, which is fine and it can be done. But if you're a buyer that has a very tight debt to income ratio, so you need your payment and everything all in to be a certain amount, and then after you've already gone through working with your lender towards your getting your loan final approved, paying for an inspection, paying for an appraisal, you've done all of these things, and then you find out
Right.
that, oh, actually the HOA fee is going up $200, $300, $400, $500.
Yeah.
Or you look at those financials and you see the reserves for a community with 500 units, they have $1,000 in the bank. These are the things that you really should be aware of, and you should have this information when you're considering the purchase,
Yeah.
not when you're halfway down the line and you've already paid for certain things that cannot be refunded.
Yeah, when you're in your inspection period, I mean, really, you need to find out early on, what the situation, how much deferred maintenance is there, and a lot of this latest has come around from the Surfside incident. You have
Yes.
the building collapse down in Miami,
Yes.
Surfside. So if you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. She's a real estate expert, title company representative as well, expert, part of GTAR now as well. You're on the board there.
I am serving as your 2024 secretary at Greater Tampa Realtors.
Nice. Okay. So, and we've also, if you remember some of the stories, Jennie now, she also brings some really great stories, kind of a true crime, with Jennie Restrepo here. You had some
Yes.
fraud over the years, and that. Is there an update on that last case we talked about? That gentleman that got busted for fraud and.
So, regarding Michael Bogstead, his sentencing was pushed off until January, so I don't know that it's actually had a final determination yet.
Yeah.
But when last I checked, if he's able to pay the restitution up front, he will not have any jail time. And as far as I know right now today, his real estate broker license is active.
Yeah, you were telling
Open
me
for
that.
business.
That's unbelievable that it didn't get flagged and taken down. What just summarize real quick what he did for the fraudulent activities that he was doing.
Well, the thing that my title company reported him for was 5 properties in Pinellas County where he attempted to steal the deed, create a fake assignment of mortgage, and it would have totaled about over $1 million worth of real estate sales where he would have sold homes from people he either thought were deceased or were deceased to unsuspecting new buyers, and pocketed not only the sale but also the fake assignment of mortgage payoff.
Wow. And he
Yes.
pled guilty to that.
He did. He originally pled not guilty, but I don't know him personally, so I don't know why he changed his mind.
Yep.
But he did change his plea to guilty and filed that with Pinellas County Clerk. So he has admitted to his guilt in those 5.
Right.
But I don't know, and I can't say for sure.
Yep.
I would venture to guess that's not the beginning or the end of it.
Yep. Yeah, and it's possible. I mean, you see that. And so we bring these ideas to you as a consumer advocate. That's the idea behind the show. We just want you to kind of research, to be diligent out there, do your due diligence. That's the key. Condos, making sure you're asking the right questions. When you look at wire fraud, very prevalent. You just heard us talking with Michael MD with Massive IT. That's going in to the AI realm now. So they're utilizing AI to fool people, because the rule is, before you send that wire, Jennie, we want to tell us just the basics 101 on wire fraud, how to avoid it.
Right. So what we always advise at Insured Title is that before you initiate a wire, you call us and read back the account number that you have in front of you that you're providing to your bank. Now, some of these wire fraud experts, criminals, what they're doing is they're sending you what we call spoofing, an email that looks really good, and the signature line looks really good, and the name is very, very similar,
the logos,
and everything seems right. Well, here's a guarantee. When you have an escrow account at a title company, there's a lot of money in there at all times. We don't shut that down and move it to another bank very easily, and certainly not in the middle of anyone's transaction. So if you sent your escrow deposit to, let's say, Bank of America, in the middle of this transaction, we're not going to ask you to send it to somebody else.
A new bank,
A new bank. So that should be red flag number 1. The other thing is last-minute changes. We have a process. We have the same people in place. The same person's going to be talking to you. You have an assigned closer. So if all of a sudden you're hearing from someone else, or you're getting last-minute changes to the process or what to do right before closing, that is your red flag. Call the phone number that's registered to the Google business listing of the company that you've been working with this entire time. So don't go by that phone number in the email signature. Don't go by a phone number in the message that they're sending you. If you've been calling, our number is 813-855-3585. If that's the number you've been calling this entire time during the transaction, we didn't change our phone number. So those are just those minor red flags. And then also, the money can be, if something unfortunately does happen, the money can be recalled quickly. So the sooner that you are aware that something is wrong or you're unsure, contact your financial institution, contact your agent, contact the title company, because the funds can be recalled. But one of our underwriters sent a story that a seller didn't receive his proceeds or didn't check for 2 weeks. On $500,000.
I think you might check that in a day or two.
I'm not that casual about my $500,000, but I guess some people can be. But he did. He waited 2 weeks and then reached out and said, "Hey guys, I don't have my money.
Where's my money?"
It's gone.
Wow.
After 2 weeks, it's definitely gone. Because as soon as that hits and they can take it out, they're taking it and closing that account.
They're pulling it out.
Correct. And I promise you, if you're getting it back, I'm pretty sure that title company, which is not Insured Title, but that title company is no longer in existence.
Yeah, that's
because your insurance only takes you so far, and something at $500,000.
That's a big hit.
That ends, and we're talking about small businesses.
That's a big hit.
You personally want your $500,000. Of course, you earned it through the sale of your property. The agent, everyone else has been already paid out, but that title company, unless they're a huge national lender, they're not surviving that. And so this is wire fraud, title fraud. It's not a victimless crime. It is a crime that affects regular citizens who can't afford to take these dings. I'm not Bank of America where I can just write off $500,000. So always be diligent, double check things. And then I watched something, they were talking about something not real estate related, but it was essentially trust your gut. If you get a gut feeling that something seems fishy, it probably is.
Yeah, that's true.
And so if you're not sure, don't send the wire.
Absolutely.
If you're confused or have questions about a document that you've received, don't just send it away and say, "Oh, I'm just overreacting," or "I don't want to call with another question."
Yeah.
We would rather answer 1,000 of your questions than see you lose $100,000 of your money.
Yeah, yep. Got to be careful. Got to be diligent.
Absolutely.
We got to take a break, by the way. We're going to come back more with Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, and we're going to talk about, we got a cool tip, too, as well, how you can protect your homestead. How can you protect your real estate? Well, we've got a tip for you how you can set up a free property fraud alert.
Yes.
And it'll send you a message if someone were to use your name or property address. Coming up, Jennie Restrepo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate you spending some time with us here on the program. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show. And, of course, go to consumerqb.com for links there to all of our expert contributors. You can find all their contact information as well at consumerqb.com. We're in studio with Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, and we're about to give a tip here on how you can protect your home's title. Any real estate that you own, we'll talk to you about setting up a free property alert. We'll go right into that after we let you know about this hot new listing from the Platinum MVP team, 100 Bluffview Drive. We've got 2 units in this condo building in Bel Air. This is a Bel Air Bluffs beauty here, 1 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,050 square feet. You have stunning waterfront views, and this is a property that has just beautiful amenities, heated pool, shuffleboard, barbecue grill, picnic tables, and in-unit itself is you have sleek white cabinetry, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, bar stool seating, bonus room as well, hurricane shutters. Great opportunity. 100 Bluffview Drive, unit number 409C, Bel Air Bluffs. And we also have unit number 606 as well, 606C as well. 2 bedroom, 2 bath here with an additional bonus room, 1,440 square feet. This one also has white cabinets, appliances, space for bar stool seating, open floor plan, in-unit laundry, which is big for condo associations to be able to allow that. So great opportunity. Heated pool, shuffleboard, barbecue grill, picnic tables, and, of course, beautiful views of the dolphin-filled waters right there in Bel Air Bluffs. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com. All right, we're talking with Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's give out our tip here about protecting your home's title. A lot of people don't realize, but most counties have an opportunity to do that. Can you tell us about that, Jennie?
Yes, so there's a service which is free, and it's called Property Fraud Alert. So for sure, all of our greater Tampa Bay area counties are participating. Best thing to do is Google Property Fraud Alert and your county name. And then you might be taken to their main site, click on Florida, drill it down to your county. And all you have to do is register your name, if that's how you hold title of your property, in your name or your husband's name or whatever. If you own it in the name of business, you can do your business name as well. Once you're registered, you sign up for how you'd like to receive communications, and you can even get text alerts. So what happens is if somebody records something against your name or your business name, you will get a text alert letting you know so that you can investigate it. And why this is so important is because the sooner you know that this is happening, the better.
Yeah.
Most of the time in real estate, it's not like you can just steal the title and then sell it the next day or within the next hour. So the sooner that you know what's happening, the sooner you can take action to protect anything from going further. You can contact a real estate attorney, probably one if you call into the show. Brandon can give you a referral. And then you can make sure that you start that process so that nothing further happens, like the title being sold to someone else or multiple mortgages being taken out on your property.
Yep. And
I was even excited to see that I was at the county recorder's office for Hillsborough County, and they've got a whole stack of pamphlets right there for everyone to see. So the word is really getting out about that. How do you protect your home? It's something that's obviously important to our local legislators, which is why we participate in it, and it's funded through our county. And so I encourage you, sign up for free. And I've even had partners that are like, oh, I went ahead and did that thing, and I signed up, and then we went to go put in our pool or whatever, and I got a text because of the notice of commencement.
Nice. Yeah.
And I said, see, it works. You tested it.
That's good.
But that's really the only way that you can truly protect yourself is with information.
Right. Yeah, because we had Matt Cox on the show, American Greed. He was top 10 most wanted, America's FBI, this and that. He was on the list, man. He was on the big list.
Yes.
And he did a lot of crime. And I remember he was talking with Kevin back in the day and kind of walked us through some of the things he did. And it's nefarious acts, and people can do that. And it's still online. So sign up, go to your county and sign up for that property fraud alert.
Yes.
That is. So, Jennie, now let's also talk about the homestead exemption, because I think it's important. If anybody's closed real estate transaction, there's a deadline coming up.
Right. So if you purchased a new primary residence in 2023, you need to file for your homestead exemption before March 1st of 2024. So taxes are paid in arrears, meaning that they're paid at the end of the year, but you need to get on this and have it registered that this property is now a homesteaded property, your primary residence. So you can only have one primary residence. Now, if you sold a primary residence to purchase a new primary residence, you can port your homestead exemption to your new property, and that will also help in reducing what your overall tax liability is for the year.
Yeah, that's important because you're basically moving over the word port. You're moving over your basis in a sense.
Yes.
And it can even go from Pinellas County to Hillsborough County and vice versa. It can go that way as well.
Within the state of Florida, you don't have to stay within the county in order to port your homestead exemption. And the most important reason why to do that is because, especially if you're purchasing something that's, since the prior sale has now increased in value, then you're going to want to be able to port your homestead exemption, and it's going to see a reduction in your overall tax liability.
Right.
So not removing that you owe property taxes, but reducing the amount that you're going to be taxed on. Yeah,
that's one of the advantages. People are moving to Florida in droves, and we have all these great, absence of a state income tax with this homestead. The Hometown Heroes is a great program.
Yes.
So there's a lot of reasons you want to reach out, get into the real estate space if you haven't done so already, and reach out to the show hotline. We'd love to put you in touch with Jennie or any of our other 35, 40-plus show partners. Reach out to 727-263-3707. You can call or text that line. It's an off-air number, 727-263-3707. And consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. And Jennie, how do you want people to connect with you?
Well, connect with us on the socials, because that's where I post all these stories and articles and updates about what's going on. So at Insured Title Agency on Facebook and Instagram.
At Insured Title Agency and at Consumer Quarterback Show, CQB Show as well. Thanks, Jennie. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the update.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right, we had Michael MD as well on the show, Massive IT, and we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.